The nightmare is always the same. You're walking through a birch forest in autumn, and you realize you've been walking for years, and everyone you've ever known forgot you the moment you entered the trees. I'm holding file 81P neurological, and before I even opened it, I knew something was wrong. The file smells like rotting leaves and damp earth. Impossible. These documents have been in climate-controlled archives for decades. And when I touched the cover, my fingers came away dirty. Not dust, soil, dark, wet, like I'd been digging. Inside the front cover, someone has taped a patient intake form from a psychiatric hospital in Novgorod Oblast. The form is dated September 1983. Under presenting symptoms, a doctor has written in increasingly agitated handwriting. Patient reports nightmare. Same dream recurring for 47 consecutive nights. Content: walking through forest, unable to find exit. Patient is lucid, rational, shows no signs of a psychosis. However, patient describes geographic details of forest with impossible precision. Describes trees, clearings, rock formations. I recognize the location. I have had the same dream. I didn't tell the patient I can't tell the patient. Because if I tell her I've dreamed the same forest, that means the forest is real. Here's what the official record says. In August 1981, the psychiatric ward at Novgorod Regional Hospital began noticing a pattern. Over the course of 3 weeks, 17 patients were admitted with severe sleep disturbances. Different ages, different backgrounds, different presenting conditions. But during intake interviews, 14 of them mentioned the same recurring nightmare: a birch forest. Autumn, the leaves golden and dying, the light always the same. Late afternoon, the sun low and amber through the branches, and the overwhelming certainty that they'd been walking for much longer than they could remember. That time was passing differently inside the dream, that they were forgetting their lives outside the forest, one memory at a time. The hospital's chief psychiatrist, Dr. Arkady Volkov, initially dismissed it as coincidence. Forests are common dream imagery. Anxiety about losing time, losing memory, these are universal fears. But on September 4th, 1981, Volkov had the dream himself. His personal notes included in the file. I don't typically remember dreams, haven't recalled a dream in years, but this one, I woke at 3 a.m. with perfect recall, every detail crystalline. I was walking through birch forest. The trees were evenly spaced, unnaturally so. The ground was covered in fallen leaves that never made sound when I walked on them. Silent footsteps. Silent forest. I knew I'd been walking for a very long time, not hours, years. I could feel the years in my legs, in my bones. But I couldn't remember starting, couldn't remember entering the forest. I'd always been walking. And the most disturbing part, I recognized the forest. I knew I'd never been there, but I recognized it. The specific arrangement of trees, the pattern of light, the smell, wet earth and decaying vegetation, and something else. Something wrong underneath. I walked for what felt like hours in the dream. Never found an edge, never found a path, just trees. Endless trees, all identical, all different, and the growing certainty that I was forgetting something. Someone. My entire life outside the forest was draining away with each step. I woke up, checked my watch, 3:17 a.m., went back to sleep. The dream continued exactly where it left off. Same forest, same walk, same slow erasure. I've been having the same dream for 6 consecutive nights now. Each time I walk a little further, remember a little less of my waking life. Tonight, I couldn't remember my daughter's face until I'd been awake for 20 minutes. I'm afraid to sleep. By September 15th, 43 people in Novgorod Oblast had reported the same nightmare to medical authorities. The numbers were accelerating. 5 new cases per day, then 10, then 15, all describing the same forest, the same light, the same existential dread of being forgotten. The local health department contacted Moscow. The report was flagged for KGB attention within hours. The KGB sent a team on September 18, 1981. Not psychiatrists, not dream researchers. A special unit from Directorate S, the department that handled unusual phenomena with potential national security implications. The team leader was Major Yevgeny Karpov, and his background is mostly redacted, but the fragments suggest experience with psychological operations and perception manipulation studies. His initial assessment, filed September 20th, interviewed 37 subjects reporting identical nightmare content. Subjects have no connection to each other. Different social circles, different occupations. Ages range from 14 to 68. No common environmental exposure. No shared media consumption that could seed common imagery. Yet all describe identical forest. Not similar, identical. When asked to draw the forest, subject drawings overlap with extraordinary precision. Trees in same positions. Light at same angle. Same rock formation visible in middle distance. Most concerning, subjects describe forest expanding with each dream occurrence. Early dreams show limited area, perhaps 100 square meters of visible forest. Later, dreams show increasing scope. By 10th occurrence, subjects report walking for dream hours through kilometers of forest. All subjects agree, the forest is getting bigger, or they're getting deeper into it. Recommend immediate geographic analysis. Find if described location corresponds to real place. The KGB mapping division compared the patient drawings to survey maps of Novgorod Oblast. They found a match within 48 hours. The forest existed. Real location, 58.2 31.4 degi, approximately 70 kilometers northwest of Novgorod. Remote area, limited road access. Officially designated Forest Management Zone 7 on Soviet forestry maps. Locally, it had a different name, Predel, the limit, the place where the forest ends and something else begins. Major Karpov led a reconnaissance team to the location on September 23rd. 8 personnel, 4 KGB officers, 2 military medics, 1 geologist, 1, the designation is unclear, perceptual specialist. They arrived at the forest boundary at 14. The field report, transcribed from Karpov's audio recorder, 1403. We are at the coordinates. The forest matches patient descriptions. Birch trees, evenly spaced. Autumn coloration. The light is unusual. It's cloudy, overcast, but the light inside the forest is golden. Afternoon light. We can see it from outside. The forest interior is illuminated differently than the exterior. 1407. Establishing base camp at forest edge. Preparing to enter for preliminary survey. Team will remain tethered. Maximum penetration depth, 200 meters. Duration, 1 hour. Equipment check complete. 14:15. Entering forest now. Temperature drop immediate. Outside temp, 12 degrees. Inside temp, 7 degrees. Humidity elevated. Ground soft, heavy leaf cover. Visibility good, approximately 50 meters in all directions. 14:18. Notable silence. No wind, no bird calls, no insect sounds. Team is instructed to maintain verbal contact, checking tether, secure. 14:22. Approximately 80 meters inside boundary. Forest appears to extend indefinitely in all directions. Trees uniform in size and spacing. Approximately 4 meters apart in regular grid pattern. This is not natural growth. This is arranged. 1428. Team member Volkov reports disorientation. Says he can't remember why we entered forest. I reminded him, reconnaissance mission. He understood but seemed confused, as if the explanation was unfamiliar. 1431. I'm experiencing similar effect. Difficulty maintaining mission focus. The forest feel permanent. As if we've always been here. As if there's no outside. I can see the tether behind us, physical evidence of the perimeter, but it seems implausible. Why would there be anything beyond the forest? 1434. Turning back now. This was a mistake. The forest is affecting cognition. We need to... 1435. The tether is gone. It was here. I was holding it. Now it's not. Team separation. Volkov is... I can see him. He's 10 meters away. I call to him. He doesn't respond. He's walking, deeper into the forest. I follow. 1440. Lost track of time. Check watch. Only 5 minutes elapsed. Feels like longer. Much longer. How long have we been walking? Volkov is still ahead. I can see him, but I'm not getting closer. The distance remains constant. 1447. Found the tether. It's lying on the ground, not cut, not broken, just ends. The rope terminates in midair. The end is sealed, not frayed, not melted, just stops existing. I'm pulling it. The rope extends behind me into forest. Should lead back to perimeter. I follow it. 1453. The rope is leading deeper into forest. This is wrong. I tied it to a tree at the perimeter. I watched team members secure it, but I'm following it and it's leading inward, away from the boundary. The rope is going the wrong direction. 15. I don't remember entering the forest. I know I did. I have the memory, but it feels secondhand, like something I was told, not something I experienced. Why am I here? What is my purpose? I'm walking. I've been walking. I think I've always been walking. 1515. Found Volkov. He's sitting against a tree, unresponsive, staring at his hands. I ask if he's injured. He says, I can't remember my name. I know I had one. Everyone has one, but I can't. It's gone. Everything before the forest is gone. There's just the walking. There's only ever been the walking. 1523. I need to get out. I need to find the perimeter. But I can't remember which direction. The trees look the same in all directions. The light is the same everywhere. No sun visible. Just diffuse golden illumination from no source. I'm marking trees with my knife. Carving arrows. So I can track my path. 1540. I've found my marks. The arrows I carved, they're on trees ahead of me. I haven't carved them yet, but they're here, my marks, leading deeper into the forest. I've been this way before, or I will be. The sequence is wrong here. 1555. I'm sitting now. Can't walk anymore. Too tired. Have I been walking for an hour? Days? Years? My clothes are dirty. When did they get dirty? My hands are older. The skin is looser. The veins more prominent. How old am I? I knew this morning. I was 42. But looking at my hands, I could be 60, 70. 1617. Volkov is gone. He was sitting next to me. I looked away and looked back, and he wasn't there. Never was. I don't remember anyone named Volkov. Was someone with me? I think someone was with me, but I can't picture them. 1645. I found a tape recorder on the ground. It's running. I press play. It's my voice. Describing entering a forest. Describing the mission. I don't remember this. I don't remember being someone who went on missions. I'm someone who walks. That's all I am. That's all anyone is. We walk through the forest and forget everything else. 17 Nas. The light is changing. Getting darker. But it's still afternoon. The light remains golden. Afternoon light, but it's dimming. Night is coming, but the sun position isn't changing. How is that possible? How long have I been here? 17:30. I can see the perimeter, the edge, the place where the forest ends. I'm walking toward it. I can see people outside, team members. They're calling to me. I can see their mouths moving, no sound. I'm walking toward them, but not getting closer. The distance remains constant. They're right there, right at the edge, but I can't reach them. 18. I've stopped trying. I'm sitting again. The team outside the forest, they look young. Very young. Children almost. But I think I remember, they were adults, colleagues. When did they become so young? Or when did I become so old? 1847. It's dark now, true dark. The golden light is gone. I can't see the trees anymore, just darkness. And I can hear something, movement, in the darkness between trees. Things walking. They've always been walking too. We're all walking. All of us who entered. All of us who are entering. All of us who will enter. All walking together in the dark. 1915. I remember something. I had a daughter, I think. A daughter. I can almost see her face. No, it's gone. She's gone. Forgotten. Everything is forgotten except the forest. The forest remains. The forest is all that remains. 20. Oh, I understand now. The forest doesn't make you forget. The forest is what's left when you've forgotten everything else. It's the base state, the default. We think we have lives outside, memories, identities. But those are temporary. The forest is permanent. We've always been here. We just forgot that we forgot. Sound of movement, footsteps on leaves, no other sound. Long silence. Voice, distant, barely audible. I'm still walking. I'll always be walking. Everyone who dreams of the forest is already here. The dream isn't a nightmare. It's memory. Memory of the place we've always been. The place we return to when the forgetting is complete. Audio ends. The tape was found at the forest boundary on September 24th at 006 anomaly. It was lying on the ground at the exact spot where the team had entered. The recorder was still running. The tape had 9 hours of audio. Of the 8 team members who entered, 5 returned. They walked out at 18:30 on September 23rd, approximately 4 hours after entry. All conscious, all ambulatory, all claiming to have no memory of entering the forest or anything that happened inside. Medical examination showed signs of prolonged physical exertion, dehydration, muscle fatigue consistent with walking for 12 to 15 hours, but they'd only been inside for 4 hours. Their clothing was heavily soiled. Their boots showed wear patterns suggesting weeks of use. And all 5 were older, not dramatically, just slightly. Enough to notice. The youngest team member, 24 years old on entry, looked 28 or 29. The oldest, 46 on entry, looked 55. They had aged inside the forest, years and hours. 3 team members never returned. Their bodies were found 3 days later, approximately 60 meters inside the forest boundary. Not decomposed, not damaged, just old. The corpses appeared to be in their 80s or 90s. Extreme aging, desiccation, as if they'd lived full lives inside the forest and died of natural old age in the span of hours. Major Karpov was not among the dead. He was not among the survivors either. He's still missing. Officially listed as whereabouts unknown, but perimeter observers reported seeing him. On September 25th, a guard reported seeing a figure walking in the forest, approximately 100 meters from the boundary. The figure matched Karpov's description, walking slowly, methodically, never stopping, never looking toward the perimeter. The guard called out. No response. The figure walked until it was out of sight among the trees. Similar reports continued for months. Different guards, different times. Always the same, a figure matching Karpov's description, walking through the forest, never acknowledging observers, never exiting. In November 1981, a long-range photograph was taken. The image shows a man in tattered KGB uniform walking through birch trees, face partially visible. The face was heavily aged, 60, maybe 70 years old. Major Karpov was 42 when he entered the forest. The KGB sealed the area on October 1st, 1981. Perimeter fence, guard posts, official designation, environmental contamination zone, unauthorized entry prohibited. And they began tracking the nightmares, because the nightmares didn't stop. They spread. By December 1981, over 300 people in Novgorod Oblast reported the recurring forest dream. By March 1982, the number exceeded 2,000. Reports came from Moscow, Leningrad, cities hundreds of kilometers from the actual forest. The content was always the same: the birch forest, the golden light, the endless walking, the slow forgetting. And subjects reported a new detail. They could see other people in the forest now. Other dreamers, walking alone, each in their own private forgetting, but visible to each other. A crowd of individuals, each experiencing complete isolation simultaneously. The KGB Research Division tried to find a pattern. Who was vulnerable? Who could resist? They found none. Age didn't matter. Location didn't matter. Psychological resilience didn't matter. The only correlation: once you had the dream once, you would have it again. And each recurrence went deeper, showed more of the forest, lasted longer. One subject, a schoolteacher from Novgorod, name redacted, kept a dream journal. The file includes excerpts: Dream 1, Sept. 12, 1981. Brief, maybe 5 minutes of dream time, walking through birch forest, beautiful, peaceful, woke feeling refreshed. Dream 5, Set 20, 1981. Longer this time, maybe 30 minutes, started to feel uneasy, couldn't find a path, couldn't remember why I was there. Dream 10, Oct 3, 1981. Walked for hours, dream hours. The forest is enormous. I'm forgetting things while I walk. Forgot my mother's name for several minutes after waking. Dream 20, Oct 28, 1981. I'm spending more time in the forest than in waking life. That can't be right. I sleep 8 hours per night. But in the dream, I walk for days. I can feel the time passing. My legs ache. I'm hungry, thirsty. But I keep walking. When I wake up, I can't remember my students' faces for the first hour. Dream 35, Nova 25, 1981. I don't think I'm dreaming anymore. I think I'm remembering. The forest is my real location. This wakened world is the dream, fragmentary, inconsistent. The forest is constant. The forest is real. I am there. I am always there. This body, this classroom, this life, these are the intrusions. Brief moments of forgetting where I really am. Dream 427, Deck 19, 1981. I met someone in the forest today, a man in uniform, old. He was sitting against a tree. I asked if he knew the way out. He said there is no out, only deeper. He said his name was Karpov, and he's been walking for years and years and years, and he can't remember what he was before he started walking, but he knows he was something once. He asked my name. I couldn't remember. I know I have one. Everyone does. But in the forest, names don't stick. Identity doesn't stick. There's just the walking. The schoolteacher was found dead in her apartment on December 23rd, 1981. Apparent heart failure. She was 34 years old. The autopsy showed a body consistent with someone in their late 70s. Extreme aging. Organ deterioration. The medical examiner noted, "Cause of death? Old age. This should not be possible for a subject of this age. It's as if she lived a full lifespan in 3 months." Her final dream journal entry, written the day she died. Dream 52. I'm not leaving the forest anymore. I don't wake up. I just keep walking. This entry is the dream. The brief dream of being someone who writes in journals. But I know the truth now. I'm in the forest. I've always been in the forest. I'll always be in the forest. And soon I won't remember that I ever dreamed of being anywhere else. The forgetting is almost complete. The walking is all that remains. By 1983, over 15,000 people had reported the nightmare. The KGB attempted intervention, dream suppression medications, hypnosis, sensory deprivation. Nothing worked. Once you had the dream, it recurred, and each recurrence took you deeper. Several subjects volunteered to enter the actual forest, believing that confronting the real location would end the nightmares. All developed severe psychological trauma. None stopped dreaming. And all reported the same thing. The real forest and the dream forest were identical. Entering the physical location changed nothing, because they were already there in the dream, and the dream was the more real of the two. The file contains a memo from 1984 from someone high in the KGB hierarchy. The signature is redacted, but the authority is clear. Project Limit 7 is to be discontinued. We cannot contain a phenomenon that spreads through dreams. We cannot guard against an intrusion that occurs during sleep. We cannot prevent people from entering a forest that exists in their minds. Current affected population, 23,000 plus individuals. Projected expansion, exponential. Affected individuals report seeing others in the dream forest. This suggests shared dream space, collective experience. If the forest is accessible to multiple dreamers simultaneously, then anyone who dreams may eventually find their way in. Recommendation: suppress all documentation. Discourage public discussion. Monitor affected population for security risks, but do not intervene. The forest will grow regardless of our actions. The dreams will spread regardless of our containment efforts. We can only document and wait. The actual forest, the physical location at 58.2 dig and 31.4 dig, remains under guard. The perimeter fence is maintained. The guards rotate regularly, and the guards all report the same thing. They dream of the forest. Every guard, without exception. After the first week of duty, the dreams begin. Most request to transfer after 1 month. Some walk into the forest and don't come back. The most recent documentation in the file is from 2019. A perimeter camera captured footage of the forest interior at night. The footage shows dozens of figures, maybe hundreds, all walking, moving between trees, never stopping, never interacting, each alone in a crowd of the forgotten. Some of the figures are in Soviet military uniforms from the 1980s. Some are in modern clothing. Some appear to be children, all walking, all forgetting, all aging slowly as the forest takes decades from hours and gives nothing back. The analysis notes attached to the footage. Figure identification impossible. Subjects too aged to match missing persons reports. However, gait analysis suggests several figures may correspond to individuals who entered forest between 1981 and 1990. If confirmed, subjects have been walking for 30-40 years and aged proportionally. Estimated current biological age, 70, 100 plus years. All observed subjects appear to be still walking. I close the file. I need to tell you something. I've been having the dream for 6 days now. I don't know why. I don't live in Novgorod Oblast. I've never been to that forest. But I opened this file and started reading, and that night the dream started. The birch trees, the golden light, the walking. Last night was the 6th occurrence. I walked for what felt like hours, dream hours, and I saw them, the others, hundreds of people walking alone together. Some in Soviet clothing from decades ago, some in modern clothes, and I saw him, an old man in a tattered KGB uniform, face deeply lined, hands gnarled, but the eyes were sharp and aware and completely empty of hope. He looked at me, through decades of forgetting, through years of walking, and he said, in a voice dry as autumn leaves, "Welcome to Limit 7. You'll forget you ever had another name. We all do eventually. But for now, while you still remember, tell them outside. Tell them the forest is patient. It's been waiting since before there were forests. Since before there were things to forget. It's the place everything returns to when memory fails. Tell them we're all still walking. Tell them they'll be walking soon too. Tell them the dream is just memory of the future." I woke up. My legs ached. My boots were by the bed, caked in dirt and dead leaves. I don't own boots. File 81P neurological is closed. The forest at coordinates 58.2 to 31.4 to GE is real. The forest in the dreams is real. They're the same forest. And everyone who reads about it, everyone who thinks about it too deeply, finds their way there eventually. I'm Ian Cartwell, and tonight I'll dream again. And I'll walk deeper into the forest, and I'll forget a little more of who I was, and someday I'll just be another figure walking among the birches, aging slowly, forgetting completely, walking forever. The limit isn't a place, it's a state, the limit of memory, the limit of identity, the limit of self, and we're all approaching it, one dream at a time, one step at a time, until we forget we were ever anything but walking. I can see the forest now, even with my eyes open, the golden light between the trees, the endless walking. I've always been there. I'm there right now. So are you. You just haven't remembered yet.